Back in Tucson, Arizona for the Memorial. It's Dave Vincent alongside Dave Fink, Killian Carroll, Mondo Ortiz. They're on the show court here, and this is much anticipated. They said earlier there has never been this many people in this club right now, and it's actually right at that fire safety code.
Yeah.
And rightly so. This is one of those matches that is just unbelievable when you look at it on paper. Now, earlier we had Luis Moreno face Killian Carroll, and he lost, and now he's right there going up against Killian's now going up against Mondo Ortiz, which is very much similar to the likes of Luis Moreno, and now we're going to kind of see another shootout here.
Yeah, this court is going to be on fire, as well as the electricity in the crowd. This is going to be an explosive match.
We got two line judges. We got Vince right here on the left. We got Anthony here on the right. We just got some bad bounces off the glass or the door. But
our referee making the announcement here. So you're looking forward to it, is what you're saying.
Stop play with the bad bounces. Mondo serves 0, serves 0.
It's his best 2 out of 3 to 15 tiebreaker, also 15. Win by 2 on each one of these games if it goes 3. Oh, inside out, gets a nice little pass kill shot sort of thing on a serve.
That's one more ace than Luis Moreno had in the entire match.
And now it's 2 more aces.
Right.
It's 2, serving 0. Short ball.
You heard Mondo Ortiz saying in an interview yesterday,
short.
He's not satisfied with losing anymore. He wants to start winning and becoming number 1. And I think there's a lot of guys with that attitude right now, and that makes it really exciting. Because, Dave, as you know, it's easy to get into that mindset where I'm content to be, ranked number 4 or making the semifinals sometimes, but then you start to want more, and you have all these people wanting more at the same time. It's going to make for a great season. Oh my gosh. The power.
Second serve.
Oh, look at that second serve. That is the nastiest second serve you've ever seen in your life.
We haven't even seen Killian yet in this match. He's just been buried back there in the back court.
I saw him flop down near the back glass there for a brief second. I saw his elbow right there in that scene. There he is. Now he's in.
Replay the ball. Hinder ball.
Boy, it's hard to use your offensive weapons when you're having those taken away from you like that.
Point.
Dave,
and that wasn't even a great serve. It's just so much power that Killian can't catch up to it. I was going to say, I think Mondo should stick with that power serve to the right until Killian proves he can return it, but he couldn't return the one to the left either.
This is 5-0 here, all on serves, practically.
Here's a huge setup. Should be 6.
Bad bounce off the back wall.
Very fortunate there for Killian.
Replay.
As dominant as he looked, Dave, this morning, he's equally helpless right now. And we know the feeling having played Armando Ortiz when he's in this mode.
Well, we thought we were going to see this from Luis Moreno earlier today, and it didn't happen. That's why we play 3, though.
That's very true, Dave. We saw Mondo Ortiz defeat Sean Lenning 15-3 in the first game of the Players' Championship. He goes on to lose that match.
0 serves 5.
Oh, crack serve. Nice serve there from Killian.
If there's any knock on Mondo when he's in beast mode, it's that sometimes he doesn't pace himself for 2 games or 3 games.
Killian has the word kill, and he has roll in his name. I mean, he's destined to hit a kill shot and roll it out.
Yeah.
Shoelaces untied.
Mondo Ortiz has the word man and do.
Wow.
Just wanted you to know that
Yeah.
it's all in the name. It's all in the name.
Killian Carroll is not fazed by these hot starts. He was down 19-1 to Sean Lenning at the Simple Green U.S. Open. He made a nice little comeback in that first game to 10 and won the second game. Luis Moreno is defeating him 16-3 at the World Championships. He came back in that game, lost 21-9, and then won the next 2 games. So he's got the belief and the experience to weather this kind of storm. Now, if Mondo keeps playing like this, I don't know that anyone could weather it.
Well, Mondo's been hot since the semifinals of the U.S. Open doubles. Oh, nice get right there.
Side out.
Mondo should have won that point. Had a fly kill on the ball, checks up on that right side wall, gives Killian a chance to dive, flop, and he shoves it to the back court. Mondo with the air.
Short ball. Second serve.
Oh, and another dive there from Killian. Doesn't get it. That's the third one here of this match. And we do keep track.
Yeah.
It's the dive tracker.
A
lot of people say it's their favorite stat.
And there's a shank from
And Dave, if you're going to find any weakness against Armando Ortiz, if you can bounce the ball up around his chest with some pace on it, that's not his most comfortable swing.
Short ball.
He's more of a submarine type of kill shot artist where he likes to take the ball around his knee or lower. That comes from a good friend of mine, Dave, and yours, Boke Ferris.
And he's the best. Another side out here. And after that fast start, there's been a lot of side outs.
It's 5, serving 1.
Just over the line. That was tough. And not a screen.
Call the serve good. One agrees, one disagrees. Point.
But look where Killian's standing. How can that be a screen when he's already on the right side of the court?
Serving 1.
Oh, that ball was short, Dave.
Really?
And they did not come to us with a video replay.
Well, the players were informed this morning, re-informed.
Point.
Well,
For the, I know you have the stats on that, Dave, at least the 16th time.
yeah, it's true.
Score 7, serving 1.
Yet we haven't seen any use it.
Yeah, maybe
Surprising.
Killian just didn't want to waste one.
Oh, short ball.
But it wouldn't be wasted if he was upheld. So, but he didn't even go to the appeals judges. So
Well,
you'd have to go to
yeah,
those
he
first.
did. He did, and one of them said
Second
that it
serve.
was
Okay.
short, and another one said it was
Okay,
good.
Didn't realize that.
And the referee stuck with a call. The referee could have changed his call. Boy, Carroll is so fast that he almost gets that. Nobody else would really even get a hand on that.
But Mondo's not even allowing
serving
Killian
1.
into this game. He's not even able to get into any kind of groove. He's just running himself into walls and
Short ball.
diving. I know that you've got the dive tracker at 4.
Yeah.
What about running into the wall?
Second
Does that
serve.
count as a dive, or
Well,
is that
there's-
something separate?
There's 2 of those already.
I just didn't know if that
But
was its own separate
Usually you
entity.
see one a tournament. No screen called from the ref.
But you see how
Get out.
Killian took over the point by bouncing that ball right at Armando's chest. Armando tries to force it into the corner, but he can't do it
One,
from
serving
that
8.
spot.
Maybe Killian is listening to Boke Ferris.
I wouldn't be surprised if he was. He'd be wise to listen
Side out.
to Dr. Boke.
It's 8, serving 1.
8-1 score here. Game number 1. Just over the line. That's a great
Point.
serve right there. Dave, that's ungettable.
5 aces for Mondo here.
9, serving 1.
And what would you say the over and under is for Mondo's aces versus Killian's dives?
I would say before the game started, definitely Killian's dives 2-1.
Well, almost 5-5 or
Yeah.
1-1. Oh, that's a terrible
Point.
error from Killian.
Killian wearing the 2014 Boston Open shirt, where he defeated Emmett
And
Peugeot in
serving
2
1.
games in the final there.
Short ball.
Ooh, that was another crazy serve there down the left. It wasn't called good, but I can see Mondo almost sneaking that ball in. And
Second serve.
let's see if he goes to that three ball Z type serve that he had earlier that garnered a point. And he does. Killian plays that one good. Oh, beautiful
Side
shot from
out.
Killian. Carroll sets up perfectly, goes to the right corner. Mondo turns his back for just a moment, and Killian puts it down.
It's 1, serving 10.
That's a great shot. Oh my
Side out.
gosh.
Unbelievable left hand right there from Mondo, and you can hear the crowd just gasping out there in the gallery.
10, serving 1. Short ball.
When was the last time Killian scored just one? Now, on the other hand, he's been in this position before and won tournaments.
Right.
So he does not go away. And look at that beautiful left of his own.
Yeah, this game is not over.
This match.
Well, certainly
from
this
over.
match is not over, but this game itself, Dave, is not necessarily over.
That's just an amazing shot. And there's a point there from Killian,
who now has 2 aces. His only 2 points down. Ireland, an ace is a point. So when we say aces, we mean an unreturned serve, an untouched serve.
Side out. Ten, serving 2.
I wonder where Killian gets that power from. He can hit the ball hard too, just like Mondo.
Comes from his legs. Perfect technique. Big mistake.
Wow.
Side out.
Just smoked over there on that left side wall.
Killian gets 3 or 4 points in this inning. He's right back in this game.
Short ball.
Mondo looks really focused here.
Second serve. Point.
Nice serve.
3 ace serves for a guy that's not known as a great server. Even if you ask Killian, he'll tell you he doesn't think he has a great serve.
I saw a good ball. He's saying a bad bounce.
Well, he hit a lot lower than that, Dave.
Yeah.
On the sidewall.
He's saying there's a crack that goes all the way to the ground there.
Point.
I've played on this court as much as anybody on the planet,
yeah.
and I've never seen a bad bounce on that spot.
No.
Watch how low this ball is. This is a crack serve.
I seen the seam. I'll keep an eye on it, but I saw a good ball. I'll keep an eye on it. I saw a good ball, but I'll keep an eye on it.
That's all you can really say if you're a referee in that spot.
And that's all you can really say if you're a player in that spot.
Yeah.
Is okay. I mean, he's not changing the call, obviously.
This match being played in a great spirit by both these guys.
3,
They're 2 of the great
10.
gentlemen in the sport.
And another little hand air there. Mondo's having some troubles here with his shoe coming untied.
Side out.
Well, I know, Dave, that you dig a lot deeper than just tying your shoes. When you see someone tying their shoes 4 or 5 times per game, and we saw this in his last round too, that speaks to maybe a deeper issue.
Funny you brought that up. I looked at my wristwatch to see what time it was.
Yeah.
Like 6 or 7 times. And
point.
Congratulations to the ref who gets a point as well for playing that, because there's so far on the tour we've seen about 6 different ways that play right there could have ended, and it ended correctly as the referee gave the point to Mondo.
It's 11, serving 3.
Now we're at 11-3. Ortiz. You know, 5 of those 11 points have come off ace serves. No call from the ref.
I like it.
It's a point.
And Killian, I thought, was going to lobby for that. Didn't. We're all kind of waiting to hear some argument. Didn't come.
Score is 12, serving 3.
I think if you watch Killian at the Worlds, Dave, you realize he's not going to argue about anything. But, you know, Dave, no matter how good you are, if you can't return the serve consistently into a neutral position, you really can't do anything. Particularly against a guy like Mondo who can shoot everything.
Back to the roof again. Mondo should have a big tee-off moment here. Killian throws it back around. See, now this is that grinder, and Killian is going to try to get you tired.
I don't know if this kind of rally will get Mondo tired, but maybe it'll take him out of his rhythm if you're Killian Carroll. And that's kind of the book on Mondo Ortiz. If you can slow the game down, maybe you're not going to wear him out, but you also take him out of his comfort zone, which is ground and pound.
You know, as hot as Mondo Ortiz is
3,
right now,
serving
when
12.
he lets that air out and makes that noise, that's sort of like a snake right before it strikes. It's like, oh no, he's trying to relax. I don't want to see this happen. And there's a miss, and now another point for Carroll.
I didn't think Killian needed to dive for that, but he ends up winning the rally on an Ortiz air.
4, serving 12. No, bad bounce.
Uh-oh. Referee could let the player take that. That's a player that can play through that.
Replay. 4, serving 12. No, it's point. 5, serving 12. Side out. It's a timeout.
And a timeout's being called here on the floor. And a little discussion as the players leave the court here. Not sure exactly, but Dave, what I was trying to say earlier is that the referee, and it's been sort of a evolution of sorts here during the tournament. The referee's becoming unaware of what the bad bounce call is, because it's kind of known that the players can play through, but the referee can call it, and it's sort of like he's morphed back into just calling whatever. Killian Carroll had a big back wall set up. There was a bad bounce. Referee called it, stopped the play, and referee needs to go back to the drawing board there. Let's go over to Kara Mack, who's courtside with Marco Chavez. Kara.
I am. He's here witnessing the game. What are you seeing? What are you liking out of what you're seeing?
I'm really liking the focus on Mondo. I mean, he's not really forcing too much. You know, he misses a shot. He's not really putting himself down. So, you know, keeping focus on the serves. We discussed a couple of things that he should do in case he gets in trouble, and it seems to be working out. So, you know, continue this run, and hopefully Killian gets tired out. He looks like he's breathing a little harder, and we'll see how it goes.
All right, we didn't get to it, but I want you to promise me this weekend you get to answer my nasty 10 questions. They're really not that bad, but everyone's a little threatened by them. We're going to have some fun with you a little later, okay?
Sounds good.
All right, back to you guys. I'll let you get back to the match.
Sorry about that, Kara. I should have gone to you earlier, Dave.
And Mondo Ortiz with an air there, but you heard from Marcos Chavez, who's Mondo's coach / mentor. Marcos played Killian yesterday. He didn't do that well, but he did pick up on some things. And he talked to us about that without the headsets on. But you'd have to think he shared those things with Mondo and probably made Mondo feel really comfortable in there. I know Marcos told me he discovered a couple things that worked, he thought, against Killian in that second game, even though he only scored 5 points.
Yeah.
No. Short
well, Mondo definitely listens.
Now, Dave,
but look at the score here.
Professional tennis players have coaches that they pay $1 million a year or more to go out and scout their opponents, but those coaches don't get to play their opponents, and that's a completely different animal altogether. You're actually having an opportunity to be in there, and you're also a top player.
Right.
So now your knowledge of his game is 5 times greater than it would be if you were just taking notes from the gallery.
Yeah, I get that. 12-7 is the score here in game number 1, as Killian Carroll is now on a 6-2 run. Leading here is Mondo Ortiz, but Carroll is actually doing quite well at the moment, like Carroll always does. Seems to always fight back when he has a huge deficit, as he keeps grinding and working his opponent down, Muhammad Ali style.
Point. It's 8, serving 12. Side out.
No, listen, go back to where you found him and stand.
12, serving 8. Side out. It's 8, serving 12. Short ball.
It's not a big deal.
Second serve. It's a point.
And there's another point for Killian Carroll.
It's 9, serving 12.
And now 9-12, 3 points away. And there's another great shot from Killian Carroll. Now brings it to 10-12. And now it's getting exciting.
10, serving. Who?
Beautiful shot right there.
Who's timeout? Your timeout?
From Killian Carroll, and a timeout finally being called, Dave. And look at the score here. Now, once down 1-10, Killian Carroll has scored 9 out of the next 13, or excuse me, 9 out of 12 points. And it's just really unbelievable.
Well, it is until you consider that Mondo Ortiz has these incredible spurts where he goes on these 10-point runs. Killian, like he said earlier, is kind of a slow starter, down 19-1 to Sean Lenning, 16-3 to Luis Moreno. That proves that. But Killian's also the kind of guy that is undeterred. He just keeps coming. And like I said, Dave, if Mondo's level were to drop just 10%, all of a sudden Killian gets himself into the game, and now you see this kind of comeback.
Yeah, and that's exactly what we're seeing right here. As they call a timeout, it's the Tucson Memorial Tournament here in Tucson, Arizona. Men's semifinals, Mondo Ortiz up 10-1, and then all of a sudden has only been able to score twice, and Killian Carroll scored 9 times.
Scores 10, serving 12.
10-12.
Fade out. Fade out.
And now Ortiz needs to score 3 points. And you saw Marco Chavez during that interview say, you know, he came out here very focused. He doesn't need to lose that focus. Well, it seemed like he lost it, and let's see what can happen from this point forward.
And you see, again, Killian jamming Mondo right up at that chest-high bounce with power, and Mondo with another air. That's the 4th air he's made on that shot, Dave. And another one, Dave. I think that ball's broken.
11-12 is the score here,
I think
unless
the
it
ball's
did break.
And you see,
okay, that's a point.
the ball's not broken. Mondo threw it up like it was. And Dave, what if this ball breaks right here on this serve? We've seen that happen before.
Yeah, we've seen some legendary breaks, but referee inspected it.
Yeah. Sometimes there's some places on this wall that are a little dead and make it sound like the ball is broken.
I just wonder why it hasn't broke already. These guys are crushing this ball. Just like Mondo took Killian out of his game, Killian's taking Mondo out of his now.
Wow.
Right out.
Unbelievable back wall kill with the left hand.
I know, Dave, you did an informal survey last year asking the top players if Mondo was better with his left or right. Just an amazing shot there with his left. And Dave, that fish shot is just unreal. It's an inside-out fish shot off his back foot. He just places it perfectly, uses the precise angle to drop the ball dead in the left corner.
Oh, and that's sort of an automatic spot for Killian Carroll, isn't it? That's that right corner that he loves to go to, and he misses it. Mondo has not had an ace in quite some time.
He started the match off with 4 aces in the first 6 points, and now starting to make some errors.
It looked like that was one of those leg shots where your legs take a little bit of effect. And he went for the kill shot as if to say, my legs are tired.
11 serves 12.
11-12.
Point.
And you see Mondo reaching now. You didn't see him reach once, Dave, en route to that 10-1 lead. Now you're seeing him reaching, not getting himself behind the ball, parking and shooting just a little bit.
Well, Carroll's not giving him any setups, and there it finally breaks.
Replay.
And Mondo's upset with himself because he knows that shouldn't have counted the previous one.
Well,
unless he broke that ball on that wall. But anyway, go ahead. What were you going to say?
I think this is a big advantage to Killian now serving at 12-12 with a new ball. And he's got that great serve. He's already hit 5 ace serves in this first game.
I got 3 of them.
Really a great first game here. Dave, could you see this being the next or one of the next great rivalries in handball?
Yeah, if these players play a lot against each other, sure, this could be a fun one. But it's becoming so big, these majors, that, you know, the odds of players matching up like this, it might take a couple more tournaments before we see it again.
Yeah.
I mean, we've only seen it once before. And they both obviously have the ability to be playing, many of them together. But I like the fact that they're both young guys, so you might see another 10 more years out of both of them.
Yeah.
Obviously, 10 to 15 years out of our server here, Killian Carroll, if not more.
Side out.
It's a very difficult shot that Killian attempts there. And he put himself in a spot where he really didn't have a choice. That was the only shot he could have attempted from there, unless he hit a punch fist 3-wall.
Mondo needs this.
Strange serve there. I'm surprised, Dave, that Mondo went with a changeup there on his first serve. He's got such an amazing power serve, and yet he hit all the walls and brought the ball around for Killian to tee off.
12, serving 12.
Wow, Mondo had a lot of openings there. He could have gone to the right wall, right side wall, corner kill, or just blasted it down the left wall.
But he rushes the shot. He doesn't let it drop. He tried to spike it overhand. And now Killian in control. 2 points from taking a 1-game lead.
Little congestion.
Great shot from Mondo.
Uh-oh, uh-oh. Yes, we're okay. That's good. That's where injuries are made on shots like that.
Well, you'll see, this is the shot Killian should have put away, but Mondo does
good
incredibly well with that shot. And that's the shot he struggled with in this game.
You got a half a timeout. You already took a half a timeout.
This is a great conversation we're having here.
A half and a full timeout. Let's change the shirts.
That was just so unclear. He has 1 full timeout and 1 30-second timeout remaining. That was all that needed to be said.
Yeah.
And then they started speaking in code, and I don't really let's
go to Kara Mack really quick here, who is courtside. Kara?
I'm courtside with a young player, handball player here named Jensen. Jensen, are you liking watching all this handball this weekend?
Yes, I am.
And what do you like watching the most when you see the older players, the professionals, do it?
Kill the ball.
Kill the ball. What have you learned from them? Have you learned any tips?
Not exactly any tips.
So how did you get into handball?
I started at Kidco, and I started playing handball there.
Do you have a lot of friends that play, or are you one of your only friends that play?
I'm one of my only friends that play.
Do you like that, or do you wish your friends played?
I wish my friends played.
Yeah. But isn't it kind of cool to be the only one to be doing so well at something that you like doing?
Yes, it is.
So what do you like most about handball?
I like the playing.
Just
Who
like
do you play
you,
with
Dave?
most of the time?
I play with this kid named Ryan, who works. Yeah.
Do you beat him usually, or does he beat you?
I beat him usually.
Are you over there playing him right now?
No, not today. I don't play him.
All right, well, thank you so much for talking to me. I'm glad that you're having fun this weekend, yeah. We had a junior camp going on earlier today, too, as well. I think you know about that. And so it's really neat to see all these young players out here. They're out here watching these guys play. Killian was there helping you out. So it's neat to see all the young up-and-comers. I know you guys probably appreciate it even more.
Yeah, Carrot, absolutely. It was wonderful, and Jensen was part of that great clinic earlier this afternoon. And here it's Mondo Ortiz, who's now changed his gloves twice during this break. Now 2 minutes and 23 3 seconds into this break, a shirt change.
Sounds about right.
And gloves. He had one pair on that he went onto the court and decided he didn't like them, so came back and put on a different pair. So,
but we don't see Killian in there either. So they're both taking an extended break here. Yeah, that young handball player there, you know, when someone puts a microphone in your face and TV cameras and you're just new to the game, it's kind of a strange experience. Jensen Payton is that youngster's name there.
Yeah.
Started taking up handball with Abraham Montijo and the Kid Co program that they have here with the city of Tucson at a couple of the parks that have indoor handball courts and then also outdoor. So you kind of travel around at El Pueblo and their community center, and then you go to Randolph, and it's just Udall Park, another place, and trying to think of all that. Freedom Park as well, outdoor. So it's kind of a fun thing.
Coach Montijo, just an incredible ambassador and coach and recruiter and giver to the game of handball. Very fortunate to have him as part of our sport.
Score is 12, serving 13.
12 to 13. We're going to 15, and you have to win by 2.
But does our referee know that?
Well, you'd hope so.
Point.
Oh, my goodness.
That is just one of those crazy, and we've had this happen to us, too.
Yeah.
You think it's going to hit the sidewall first, and instead it hits the back wall first, and it changes everything.
Mondo goes for it again, doesn't get the right angle.
I've never seen Mondo serve that before, and now he's doing it almost exclusively. Wow. And he gets another point now. It is game point here at 14 to 13. I guess taking that 3-minute break
14,
helped.
Serving 13.
A lot of bouncing here. Oof, that was just over the line.
Screen call not made, and Mondo just misses winning this first game by 2 inches, Dave.
If that.
13, serving 14.
Wow.
That is unbelievable.
Does anybody in handball even go for that shot, Dave?
Maybe Sean Lenning, but that's just a maybe.
14, serving 13.
Almost another ace. And there it is. Mondo Ortiz takes game number 1, 15 to 13. And he does it so quickly there, almost as if that extended break just helped out in the recovery.
Yeah, it was Killian Carroll coming all the way back from a 12-1 deficit, and then Mondo Ortiz able to cross the finish line after trailing 13-12.
And Dave, you made that announcement earlier that the WWE going to ESPN coming up soon. Well, you see Mondo doing those fist pumps and just like very dramatic, overly passionate.
What do you mean overly?
Well, I mean, just, he did a bear hug and then a fist pump. And here, when he comes off the court, we get to see him when he exits the court.
We've got Marcos Chavez, Timbo, and Mondo. Kind of reminds me of the Shield back before Seth Rollins turned.
They have to win by 2. Remember that.
And went to the Authority.
Oh, Jesus. 3 minutes? Yeah, 3. And I don't know much about the Shield.
Yeah.
I know that I should.
You should.
I really do. It sounds like it's fun. But
no, one of the great factions in WWE history, broken up by a steel chair sneak attack by the architect, Seth Rollins, who then went over to the Authority, and he's been champion virtually ever since until he just tore his entire knee, and now he's out 6 to 9 months, vacated the title, and we'll have a new champion here.
How are you going to, watch this WWE feed on ESPN knowing that your hero is going to be out for 6 to 9 months?
Well, he's actually not my hero.
Well, no, he is. You brought him up 4 or 5 times already since they made the announcement. It's obvious. It's really
well,
obvious.
This is huge news. I mean, there hasn't been a Survivor Series tournament for the champion since the 90s, so this is big.
Yeah, that's true. Well, we have about 1 minute left here of this timeout, and you can see the folks in part of the stands here. This is just an overflow section of the club wearing those hats. That is in honor of Dennis Healy, but not just him, but those that have fallen over the last year or so and even before that. Part of your handball community honoring those here at the Tucson Memorial as Mondo Ortiz is trying to pump himself up, and he has plenty of folks. That's Abraham Montijo going over there.
The aforementioned Coach Montijo. And Dave, you see Mondo has a lot of support, not only from the fans, but the players. Dave, they love him. I mean, if if there was a player's favorite, you'd have to say it's Mondo Ortiz. They rally behind him.
Just a little extended time here as the players have a chance to get a natural breather. What would you say this in-between game, the in-between game moment this time here, is it closer to tennis when it's a set change?
Yeah, in tennis you have 2 minutes, so yeah,
it's about that.
I'd say so.
It seems like when I watch tennis and I see that, it seems to me that it takes forever. You know, they might talk to their coach, but usually not though, but they'll go out there and get towels, and they seem to take their rackets and zip them up, and they're changing their
score 0.
A lot of the pros change their
and-
rackets
yeah.
after the first 8 games, and then thereafter every 7 games.
I'm just wondering what goes on there.
Short
What do
ball.
the
It's a
handball
short
players
ball.
do?
Well, I think you saw it. Mondo comes out here, he gets a drink. He probably didn't change his gloves since he just changed his gloves with 3 minutes left in that first game, but I think Mondo needs to be careful. He doesn't get himself too pumped up after winning just 1 game. Remember, the match isn't over. That was just one game.
Serving 0.
You have to stand an even keel, and I think that's one of the most underrated assets that the Irish players have, is that they are on that even keel. Even after they win a tournament, Dave, it's almost like, okay, I'm getting ready for the next one now, you know, which is 2 months away or however long it is. And you see,
0 serves 1.
you know, some of these American players really letting out that emotion, which is great to see, but I don't know if it's as great for their game. And Killian will get this.
Point.
And there's a point there for Mondo Ortiz.
Killian really throwing himself around this court now.
Now, Dave, on these sort of individual style of
1,
sports,
serving
what
1.
is similar to handball in the sense that you can come off of your playing surface and be inundated by fans coming up to you, giving you a fist pump and shaking your hand and you know, jumping up on you. When, you know, I mean, what other sport does that? I don't even know where the fans could have that much accessibility to the player.
Well, sometimes in golf, when you're walking from the green to the tee, there are ropes that hold the fans back, but you're just inches from them, so the fans have their hands out with the fist bumps.
And that could happen.
You see some players like Mickelson give the fist bump, even as he's taken the lead
2,
on the back
serving
9,
1.
which obviously hasn't happened since 2013, but you get my point. Spieth is a fist pumper at times.
So it's pretty close in that sense.
And you have
Here
to remember,
it's
before
1,
the Arnold
serving
Palmer
2.
boom in the 50s, the fans, there were no ropes, so the fans were walking along the fairway with the players.
Right.
You know, so
it's interesting because it's played in a confined space like this, but when you come out, it's everything but confined.
Yeah.
Except for you're confined in a space of 400 people all yelling and
serving
clapping
2.
at you. Kind of similar to boxing, but you're still not approaching the fans. Maybe more like WWE, where the players go right out into the stands sometimes.
well, sometimes the fight takes you there.
Side out.
Roman Reigns comes through the crowd to enter the ring. That's The Rock's cousin, of course. Future WWE
2
heavyweight
serving
champion.
2.
The deuces are wild on that scoreboard. Look at
Short
that.
ball.
Game 2, Ortiz 2, Carroll 2.
Mm-hmm.
ESPN 3. Okay, well, you know, we tried.
It's second serve. Side out.
Not a good serve from Killian, and Mondo does what he does. He hits the ball 1 inch high.
It's 2 serving 2. Short ball.
Dave, in the long run, if you're a server
Second serve.
and you serve some aces but also some setups, are you better off hitting a lob serve that's 100% of the time not going to be a setup? But then again, you're not going to get the aces. So, I mean, if you had to, I guess you would have to actually chart every match and see how many serves are leading to setups and how many are leading to kill shot, return of serve kill shots.
I kind of like the Dave Chapman approach to.
It's interesting when you think about it because you see there Killian serves a setup, points over. If you serve a lob serve, you're going to at least get to hit the next shot, and it's not going to be a diving, sprawling attempt.
But then you've seen some of these great runs from the players with these great serves.
Oh,
so it's more about you determining at the moment what is hot and what's not. That's why I say I love the Dave Chapman approach. Sometimes
Three,
we'd see him
serving
go
2.
sidearm. You go, what are you doing by going sidearm? And then he said later, I was getting the return from them that I wanted. So it's like, oh, okay.
Short
So
ball.
he has a mindset or a system that he put into place that you and I don't
serve.
know about.
Right.
So maybe it's up to the player to determine. What I don't like is seeing a player stick to something that's not working and they don't see it's not working. Because when Mondo went to Paul Brady in Salt Lake City and went to that lob serve, and it was completely frustrating Paul, where Mondo eventually beat him, it was because he changed that serve. And he was conscious that everything else wasn't working, but that lob did. So they have to make the change. That's a crack, doesn't get the ace.
And that's a terrible error there for Mondo. And Dave, normally I would say Killian would be unfazed by losing the first game, but you have to think it's on his mind. He battled all the way back, even to take the lead, 2 points from winning that first game. He had a setup to get to 14, and then he ends up losing the game. He uses up all that energy, emotional energy too, and comes up short. I don't care who you are, Dave. That's gonna have an impact on you.
It might have an impact here early, but late, he might be happy with that.
Point.
Because he seems to just wear people down, and the more time that he's on the court, the closer his odds are of winning.
4, serving 4.
Mondo's going to tee off on that, and does. That is the flattest rollout I've ever seen in my entire life. That is unreal, and we can see that in super slow-mo, Dave. Watch what Mondo does here. Resets his feet, and then he goes,
Short ball.
Unbelievable right corner kill from Mondo Ortiz.
Second serve.
We're getting a lot of messages now, Dave. Best match of the day, best match I've seen in months.
And
this is just not even a game and a half into it yet. People love this style. It's probably the most exciting matchup I think you could find. There's no breaks. It's fast-paced, and it's amazing shots like that one.
Oh, I like that shot from Mondo, but look who gets their hand on it, and it's a point for Ortiz.
Point.
Killian's on the ground here, and now he'll be on the ground 25 feet away, back in this corner.
6, serving 4. Right out.
Boy, Carroll has that front wall corner crack almost down to a tee here. Something he's practiced multiple times.
4, serving 6.
And when you see what happened in that last game when Mondo was up 10-1 and Carroll comes back and how Carroll plays,
5, serving
a 2-point lead is nothing.
No.
I mean, it's.
You see Killian going to a different serve now. Got an error from Mondo on the first attempt.
Miss. Nope, makes it.
And another error from Mondo. Killian Carroll, Dave, a gym and phys ed teacher by trade in Ireland. Also did a master's degree in exercise massage.
And here's another little known fact that I'm sure you haven't heard. Yours truly helping Killian Carroll get his visa to stay in the United States. And
is that a humble brag or just reporting?
No, just reporting that, helping him out.
Yeah, living in Boston now for a couple of months. Really likes it there.
You would say I'd have, not just me, obviously, the World Players of Handball, we'd have a vested interest in having a guy like Killian Carroll on the Pro Tour. Our group helped Luis Moreno get his visa. Now he's an American citizen, born in Mexico. Obviously to help him stay on the tour and to live in America, and we're doing the same thing with Killian.
You have to respect Killian's hustle, Dave, but he's not doing much with the ball when he dives. You see some guys dive and re-kill. He's just diving and throwing the ball back up into play and forcing himself to dive again, generally.
Score here is 8-6. See, but oh, that's a nice rally there.
So there was a bad bounce on the serve on the floor. You see a bad bounce on the floor on the serve?
Strange request here.
On the door.
Okay.
On the serve?
Killian's saying the ball popped up on the door. Not even sure when it happened. I guess it's right here. That's where the door is. And it does look like a strange bounce. You could see Killian swing.
If
Let's see what our referee does.
You got to help me with that. It's real tough for me to see that bounce. If you see it, hold it, call the bad bounce.
Well, that's...
I'll see it hit.
Dave, explain the bad bounce rule one more time, please.
Well, the referee has to call the bad bounce. A player can stop the play, but if the ref doesn't see it, it's going to be a point.
Bad bounces on the door. It's tough for me to see it, but I did see the.
But Killian's right. He's not just going to stop the play and give away the point.
The referee's saying, you're right, I did see the result of what happened. I didn't actually see the bad bounce, which is, by the way, when you're looking straight down from where the referee's at, it's almost impossible.
Yes.
Now, you can say,
I'm serving 6.
I'm kind of guessing which direction I think the ball's going to go here, and when it changes, you can say, I think that must have been a bad bounce. Oh, that's a nice crack serve right there. Now 10-6 is Mondo Ortiz. But back to the bad bounce rule, the players can elect to take the bad bounce.
10 serving 6.
And we saw one earlier stopped by the referee immediately. So that's what I meant. The ref needs to be reset just a little bit on that rule. Because the players can play bad bounces here. I mean, especially we've seen over the years, even in practice, you're playing somebody who dove for the ball and they hit a bad bounce off the back wall, but you have time to adjust, and you don't want to get penalized for a bad bounce. We allow the player to play through those.
But if you do take the shot, you can't then ask for a bad bounce.
Right. But what I fear is that our referee has gone to the point where he's calling bad bounces like he's calling hinders. And it's not really done like that.
Mondo Ortiz, I think, sensing the finish line there, instead of running through that shot, he dove, punched his fist, and just wasn't in a good position. He makes an error. I think Mondo could have taken an extra step or two, stayed on his feet, and hit a pretty easy kill shot. Let's see this here. Killian goes to the left corner there. Well, maybe Mondo did have to leave his feet there. Easy for us to say in the booth that he could have stayed on his feet.
I think the difference is he probably would have left his feet no matter what he did, but right at the last second you saw he went from an open hand to a fist, and you lose 2 to 3 inches. And even though your mind says I've made up for it with this dive, you still top it or miss it. Oh my gosh, really? Dave.
I don't know what to say.
Alan Garner, I mean, that's the only thing I can think of.
I just can't believe it.
10 serving
Sean
6.
Lenning, a little bit of Luis Moreno, but that's a flat rollout from 38, 37 feet back, now at 10-6.
Oh, short ball.
And we still have another semifinal match coming up right around the corner.
Second serve.
This could go breaker.
Oh, Mondo is...
Bad bounce. I saw a bad bounce on the...
in complete control here, Dave. He's won the first game. He's up 10-6 here. He scored 4 straight.
It's a replay. It's 10 serving 6.
See, that's one of those dead spot balls that sound like it breaks.
Side out.
Mondo going to that fist again.
Six serving 10. Point.
Incredible serve there from Killian. Just seems to have the perfect pace and spin on the serve to keep the ball down on the side wall.
7 serves, 10 short. Mondo really putting up a fight here.
Second serve.
And I say that because we saw what Carroll did, and I know handball's not transitive. We've had this conversation, but the way he played Luis Moreno, you're thinking this could be a blowout. You never know. But Mondo is not going away, and neither is Carroll for that matter.
Side out.
And there's a side out.
Not going away implies someone that's kind of down but still fighting. Mondo is up here. A huge favorite to win this match given the score line. In fact, they've put it 5-2 right now to win this match based on the score of the first game and now in the second.
So point. Serving 7.
You know, our chief video director, before the current video director, Chris Grad, Jeff Kastner, said, I want to see Mondo Ortiz versus Killian Carroll every single tournament, please. And I think that sums it up. And look at that crazy corner over there. We don't have rounded corners here in Tucson, but that acted like it. That was a pinch shot that you'd see in racquetball. And now we're here at 12-7.
12, serving 7.
And I agree, don't you? This is kind of one of those fun matches. There's no arguing, no excessive arguing. Players not getting emotional. Uh-oh. And the ball dips in now 13-7. Killian.
And Mondo really just dominating here. 6 straight points. He's forcing Killian to now make some bad decisions.
Killian doesn't normally make any bad decisions. Except for maybe that haircut. I mean, that would be the only thing.
I think he has a great haircut.
He's a supermodel, you know that. I thought he could have gone a little bit longer on the bangs. I'm not here to judge.
Side out.
Boy, that would have been a dagger right there if Mondo would have rolled that baby in the right corner. Instead,
I believe the score is 14-7.
I think it's 7-13 because Mondo missed that right corner.
7 serving 14.
But you're right.
Yeah, that was match point.
That would have been a really big dagger.
Yeah, the ultimate dagger.
The last one, yeah. I like that shot from Mondo down the left wall. See if he tees off. No, goes back to the roof. And this crowd's going to go nuts if Mondo does win this.
Wow, what a shot.
To bounce.
Incredible.
Killian jumps up, runs right back to the back, waiting for the next long 57-shot rally.
That's like a wide receiver who takes a huge hit and just pops right back up and sprints to the huddle.
Now, he doesn't remember that he played a game that day, but...
Well, he's got the subconcussive syndrome, so it takes a while for that CTE to catch in.
This could be it. Look at Killian diving on every single play, and now Mondo Ortiz is going to go to the finals here in Tucson, Arizona at Race for 8 stop number 2. Look at this play here, Dave, as we look at the instant replay. Mondo Ortiz goes to that corner. Diving in is Killian Carroll, and Mondo gives a fist pump. Killian thanks the crowd, the line judges, the referee, and Mondo gives the fist, the hand slap, that traditional sort of celebration from Ortiz, and he is now going to be outside the court with our very own Kara Mack as we go courtside here in Tucson, Arizona. Kara?
Unbelievable crowd support behind you. How does it feel coming out in the big cheers?
It's amazing, you know, doing for the guys out here. And, you know, it's tough playing Killian. Killian's such a tough player. So consistent, you know. Otherwise, you know, he wasn't playing that good. I felt like I just put a lot of pressure on him, you know, on my hard shots, kind of scoop up. So, yeah.
Such intensity out there. What a great match for us all to see. But how did it feel in there with all that intensity going on? Not a break at all.
Yeah, I really don't think about like so much intensity. Like, it is a lot of intensity, yeah. But I don't feel like, you know, the crowd. I don't see the crowd. It was just me zoning in and playing my own game, and I did good.
When he's getting some of those shots that just look like putaways from you, and he's still getting them, you stayed in the match. What are you thinking? Are you just kind of used to that by now, or are you?
No doubt. Yeah, you know what? Killian, he's such a get artist, and you know, you can't get mad about that. You gotta be so patient, and you do it again, good until he misses. So, yeah, so I feel like I did good.
You were putting balls away, kills from the very back wall. Unbelievable shots. Are you going to go home and ice, hopefully, for tomorrow?
Definitely. Enjoy the jacuzzi for a little bit. Get stretched out. Hopefully find some person to give you a massage, and go get rest up, for the finals.
Ultimately, how excited are you to be in the finals in this one?
It's amazing. It's been a long time since I've been in the finals. Well, I've been in the finals in the championship, but it felt like a long time, so it feels great.
Awesome. Congratulations. Yeah. Back to you guys.
Thank you very much, Kara Mack. That is Mondo Ortiz advancing to the finals, and they're getting a really big show out here in Tucson, Arizona at the gallery for the Memorial Tournament. We're going to take a break. We have Sean Linning and Emmett Peixote to determine who Mondo Ortiz will be playing coming up next. Stick around. Less than 10 minutes. We'll be back here on ESPN3 and the Watch ESPN app. For Kara Mack and Dave Fink, my name is Dave Vincent. Thank you for tuning in to the Tucson Memorial.
Now, when you take the ultimate leap of faith from the top of the stratosphere, you could be our 200,000th sky jumper. An extreme adrenaline rush is just the beginning. You could win a 7-day Mexican cruise, a 3-night stay at Stratosphere, and a Take Vegas Back party package. Put Sky Jump at the top of your bucket list. Book your jump now at the Stratosphere. Visit stratospherehotel.com for details.
The World Players of Handball is a 501c3 foundation aimed at inspiring the next generation of junior handball players to develop leadership, character, integrity, short and long-term goals, discipline, and a physically active lifestyle through handball. With more than 500 junior handball clinics per year and 2,000 new players reached each year, the World Players of Handball is able to provide junior handball players with the opportunity to become part of a team, play in competitions, and make friends through handball. The World Players of Handball also broadcasts 8 ESPN Race for 8 tournaments per year, highlighting the best players in the world to inspire the next generation of handball players. The World Players of Handball is able to accomplish our initiatives because of generous donors throughout the country, enabling us to host junior clinics, junior tournaments, and Race for 8 events. Please consider donating to the World Players of Handball today at info@wphlive.tv to start making a difference in the lives of junior handball players today.
Talented as this, they're there for a reason, so I got to go in there ready to play.
Now it's 11-11. The winner will win the cup, and it all comes down to this.
Everything on the line on this point, Dave, all season for 1 point.
It's Juan Santos again. It's Juan Santos.
This is one amazing truffula tree. Can you imagine a place where these grow everywhere? Yes, it's called the forest, a magical place to enjoy with your family.
Ooh.
So discover the forest and explore all the wonder that's there. Visit discovertheforest.org to find a forest near you.